Turn down these lights inside my head. Lay down with me. Tell me no lie. Just hold me close. Don't patient. I'll close my eyes. Then I won't see the love you don't put my eyes. You're holding me. Morning will come. And I'll do what's right. Just give me till then. And love is right. Turn down the lights. Turn down the bed. Turn down these lights inside my head. Lay down with me. Tell me no lie. Just hold me close. Don't patient. If you don't.
All systems go.
Hey there.
I'm
We
Luna.
actually did fucking jartcast on adjacent weeks. Can you believe it?
Eh.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
And even better, we've actually got 4 new submissions.
That's
Crazy.
normal.
Sometimes it's resubmits, sometimes it's a little scant. But hey, 4 new layouts. Very. Not only is it 4 new layouts, but the first one we've got lined up is actually a layout blockout, which is always exciting to me because you get to like drive the map before you actually know what the hell it even is, which I deeply appreciate.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, first of the night is from Gunla, just looking for general layout feedback. FOF slope-related node builder errors. Oh no.
No.
Yeah, I think I've seen some in-dev gifs of this, and I am pretty excited to see what the hell's going on here. So this is working title Paradigm Road. Whoa, okay.
Meow.
I love scoop ramps, you know this. It's an easy way to get my attention. Don't mind that spring. I was trying
That's
to...
rude
I have a
knuckles.
bind for use mouse on to get my fucking...
Bye, Taro.
It's not
I
tag.
have a bound for use mouse on, so I can get my fucking cursor off my screen. But in the jartcast config that I use, it's changed to rig spring for level exploration.
I like that it's consistent with the low friction ramps already. Like, they warn you that there's no friction on them.
This is like I mean, the theming is clear and obvious just on a layout level. It's like, hey, we're doing slope stuff. We're doing fucking high-speed scoop jumps everywhere we can fit one. And that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that, I wasn't sure. That's a pretty abrupt landing at speed, but...
I love that. I'm wondering if those are diagonals, or if those are just...
Hey,
Those are diagonals, yeah.
I was
I
thinking
feel
about
like you could
bro.
actually achieve the same thing with just flip diagonals.
Oh, you almost got it. Oh.
Wow, even with outward the whole way up, I couldn't reach it.
It's a skill shot, alright. Practically shortcuts here.
The 10 p.m. jartcast. Yes, welcome.
So in the past, it's 9
Don't
PM
worry
for
about
me.
it.
Ooh, go wide for this? I like the fucking placement of that split. Think there's some interesting stuff to be done with, like, varying spark rates there.
I just realized we were already at the 2-minute mark and it's...
I mean, I was
on
dicking
that
around.
view. Oh. Fair point.
I died and then spent some time trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
I think one of those fences might not have been solid.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Might want to roll the footage back or when you're done with the countdown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it isn't solved yet.
Oh, that's a
People are
cut there.
saying-
Ha, that's... How the fuck am I supposed to see that? Ooh.
It's like, yeah, it does have a few visibility issues. Might need a
What
bit more
we-
time.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Say what you want to say.
I was gonna say, Griff, were you
Oh.
gonna say something?
Yeah, people are saying that this might be too long for a 2-lapper, but at the same time, I don't really know because I feel like 1 lap would be too short.
So-
we'll have to try it and
The average, like, the average lap time and race time guidelines are just that, guidelines. You pick whatever is the closest to, like, the generally accepted standard if you don't have a specific reason not to do that. And in this case, I think
Yeah.
2 laps is probably closer than 1 lap is. And it's really not a crime for a map to go on longer than
Yeah.
average if, like, the layout is varied enough to justify it.
yeah, like 3 minutes. I mean, that seems fine enough to me, even though a lot of it was just sticking around.
So here is my take regarding map length. If the map has enough going on throughout the entire like set of laps, it doesn't matter exactly how long it is in terms of time. Like if you are just doing things left and right, I think a map can genuinely exist for over 3 minutes if it's actually busy and there's a lot to do and there's a lot of player interaction.
Alright, looking forward to your 1-to-1 recreation of Akina Downhill. So, initial impressions are super cozy, flows nicely, as buzzwordy as that is. First turn, signage is up top from the beginning, you get a decent view of it. This path split, because of the shared texture here, I think mostly, is a little bit difficult to read at first, but back wall signage plus split sets does a lot for it. This up here is, like, kind of low confidence, but seems fine. And then, like, you get sight on this path split from pretty far back, but depending on the angle you're coming in from, like, if you're coming in from the other side, now that pillar's pretty deliberately placed so that your natural angle coming in here, you still have direct sight on the sign. Because there's no way you can be, like, here, coming out of that sequence, and, like, not see what's going on. This little half-pipe area seems kind of vestigial. I feel like this might be an okay place for a soft set, but at this spacing, it might be too powerful. I don't really see a reason to engage with this slope.
I feel like you could actually have a soft set near the corners, just because like If power
Yeah,
is a
you pull one
concern,
up like
yeah.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, honestly. Like, this is such a wide area. And people are probably going to be tempted to just barrel straight through.
And like when I think about like
for the level.
this is a fair distance from the set. Like people can naturally hold until this spot, which means that there's probably a decent expectation that as players converge, it'll be pretty chaotic. So I'm not sure a soft set is needed here necessarily. Just looking at this, like the only reason you would ever go here is if there was a trap on the main area.
Well, and I guess then it's in people's imperatives to trap those areas.
Yeah, I think this, like, the way that works will kind of depend on, like, the way net games actually flow. So,
Very true.
I think I agree with the height of both the signs on the path splits here. These are just fun elements, and the fact that, like, hey, every single jump that works in this way is consistently marked. So when you see, like, a drop-off, you don't need to guess whether it's a jump or not, because it lacks the jump cue, and you can correctly interpret it as a fucking ramp. See, that one was a drop-off, but it was marked, so you know there's airtime. Little things. Although, obviously, placeholder textures for this stuff.
Interesting what Gunland's gonna use for the final build, since these are truly placeholder textures.
Aha!
Yeah,
That's the
just
trick.
wind.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Something
I actually
that's
really
kind of
dig
hard.
that turn. It's, like, simple, but it feels like it's got the right level of intensity after that jump, I think.
Wait, Tyrone, can you sprint onto the walls in the middle and outside of the hairpin?
Excuse me.
Okay, was just checking.
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo.
Good, good. But it never hurts to check.
For sure. I do wonder about the dash panels here. It seems to me like narrow strips here. It's one of those situations where you, like, kind of unfortunately want to brake to go faster, or at least it looks like it could become one.
Oh, yeah.
I think I get the idea behind those, because those just might be recovery pads for not only
Yeah, that's
shrink,
like,
but
that's the
speeds.
intent, but you think about, like, the pads on Dark Race that people will, like, specifically brake to hit sometimes. You know, off the big drop.
Yeah, fair.
And then there's also,
And the way those
like,
affect different stats are also kind of unpredictable. I think, go ahead, by the way, Seaside.
Oh, I was thinking, like, yeah, you could totally just, considering how close the sneaker panels are to the off-road cut, someone who's lapped this course could easily just brake gently, hit the sneaker panel, and bam, shoeless cut.
I actually think that's cool if it's surfaced correctly, but, like, if it's not intended, I mean, that seems like... Oh yeah, now you get to exit with sneaker panel speed and skip part of the next turn, I believe.
Yeah, it's
By
definitely a
comparison.
shortcut. It's mercifully not a massive one, but it is definitely a shortcut. Definitely saves time.
I've always had, like, kind of a soft spot for those, like, dip into sneaker panel type deals. I think when used correctly, they can be technical fun that's, like, available to all players, but if it's happening in something that's, like, for flow purposes, it's important that it remain an actual cut. And from what I can tell, there aren't too many of those here.
Wait a minute, those...
The springs here.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that was, like, for some reason I, like, smooth brain. I thought those were blue springs for some reason.
Yeah, so no springs. No springs, I assume that's a fucking node builder error. And then springs here. Whoa, whoa!
See,
See ya. Yeah, the wind on those starts are... I assume it starts, like, directly on the texture change.
This part, honestly, I think is my favorite part of the course, actually, because, like, I was thinking of remaking Vapor Garden from scratch. This is actual useful inspirations from me.
Oh my god, you actually have to, at 8 speed on hard speed, you
Yeah,
have
that's
to MT
what I'm
up
talking
into those.
Yeah, that's
I like that though because it is genuinely rewarding you for using your momentum to reach the top end and then sliding back down. That's actually really good slope.
Okay, that seems rude.
I would need to test it out more, but like my first time testing this map out, I was using 5 speed. I felt really difficult, like extremely difficult for me to hit a lot of the like sneaker panels at the top of the
Yeah, that's my concern is that element might not like be in play if it takes an 8 speed. Like I am playing a vanilla meta ass character.
Yeah, like
Actually-
I picked these stats for Eve, and fucking Chrome and I talked about this. I picked stats that I
give it
would
a shot
never
real
want
quick?
to switch away from because they're the best in the game.
I was actually going to offer and do that because there's something that I actually want to point out in particular, but depends on who wants to do it first. Seaside, do you want to go? Or
yeah, I want to see if I can do it with 4 speed,
all right, go for
or
it.
4 to 5 speed.
Have at. In general, this is like very cozy to drive. It's got that VV sense of like verticality and scale to it that always like activates.
Oh, yeah, this is like-
it's the monkey neuron activation image for me.
Yeah,
As someone who loves charging sparks a lot, this is like serotonin machine.
you have basically designed a fucking Sonic level.
Anyway, yeah.
Nah,
I
just
did
port
that.
it into fucking circuit, bro. It'll be fine. Speed. Yeah, because like, especially in the dash panel slalom section, higher spark rate is not gonna help you get to those edges. Oh man, shitty handling does make it hard.
When you're 9 weight, anything is possible.
Huh.
Never stop believing.
I was gonna say, yeah, no.
So I guess it's a question of angle as well.
Yeah, it's a matter of speed management, angle, and just fucking rewarding your momentum. I think it's a fine element to have.
Yeah,
Like,
that
there's a
seems-
reason why, even though center right is super meta, bottom mid is still very much capable of
I
holding
mean, that
its
was the
own.
other stats. I actually think I was gonna give Eve mighty stats before Chrome was like, no, Eve is a fucking floaty mobile character. You can't make her mighty.
Oh yeah,
To
absolutely.
which my response was, Eve in canon has no movement weaknesses. She's supposed to be at every corner.
So yeah, it makes sense
She has,
that
like,
Eve-
9
I
air
remember that because I
dashes.
was in the fucking DM.
Maybe she should be 9.6 then, sometime. But, a little bit outside the scope of this
I mean, I don't know.
conversation.
Next fucking commission I get, I may very well end up just fucking. I don't have a main in like strong top right. I have like the lovely Aegis sprites at 6/6 are fun to drive, but I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to embrace my fucking 9/7 shithead dreams. I don't know, or 9/3.
Seaside, are you done showcasing what you wanted to showcase?
Oh yes, I'm. I just you know what?
Shenji
Yeah.
patiently waiting in line as you insert another credit. Get out of here.
I'm
fine, it's
trying
fine.
to. Big, please stop. Thank you.
Okay, so there's one thing about it in particular that I want to check with the very like
6'4". I thought it was.
ending slope.
I thought she was 7'3" and said 7'7" for no reason. Don't worry about that too much. Shh.
First and foremost,
Oh, that's there.
That's a
Huh.
cut.
yeah,
Interesting.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? How are you supposed to know that?
Yeah,
that's the one thing I did want to point out. But I also, I like this
Path switching
It's just
off
that
of
it's
it? That's so
also-
strange.
It's weird, but I like it. I'm wondering.
Place the
Avant-garde
soft
cut-
set in the path of those fucking yellow springs, please.
Kenji, what were you saying?
I was just trying to say, like, the path switching here is fucking hella sick. I like it.
Soft set
But
right
I'm also
there.
wondering.
That'd be so
Yeah.
sick.
There's
the other thing
It'd
that I
be
wanted
placed
to-
so close to the hard set that I don't even think you could mash for that credible of an advantage, but what it would let you do is take an unexpected route and then, like, bean people who are dumping their items to, like, try and clear for the hard set.
Fucking
And it's totally in keeping with the feeling of, like, sneaking onto that path. I think, like, on an architectural level, it seems to me like Conveyance here is pretty consistently good across the board despite, like, blockout visuals.
It seems that way.
Dopamine hitting good, isn't it, Genji?
Yeah, I'm playing like fucking. I think it's 3-3, so I'm playing a little less stats.
Consistent outside wall bonk there, but I think it's just a challenging section and intended to be that way, so...
Yeah, no, like,
Oh,
I genuinely... See, like, I don't make it there, but, like...
Wait a minute.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it's
What are you
it's
doing?
ice, Chief.
So theoretically, you could brake and then and then just go full throttle into there.
Theoretically. Oh no, wait. You can
Yeah, if you break to hit the
Damn.
fucking rescue pads there.
Yeah.
With the friction, that's fine. I like
Yeah,
that.
that seems like it's actually
super
pretty hard to
interesting.
execute if you're breaking from ice onto that thin strip.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all.
Seems
There is
maybe
something
polarizing, but technical to the point of being polarizing potentially. But I think in a layout that's otherwise extremely forgiving with regards to like how wide the turns are, it's probably fine for that to exist. That's neat.
There
sitting
are a
here,
couple
like-
things I want to point out real quick. If you don't mind spectating again, sorry.
Look at you.
Okay, it's a fixed launch and you hit. Okay, really? That just seems uncalled for.
Anyway, yeah. So I guess
Upwards.
Anticlimax.
yes. I guess a couple things I wanted to touch on real quick. Okay, so I guess with this in particular, I kind of wish you had more reason to, like, take this slope, I guess, in particular. Like, I don't know, it feels good to weave off of it, like, if you go in and, like...
I think this particular spot, that slope might be like... I get the feeling, because you know, we both do this. We both obsessively trap all jump landings. Especially
Yeah.
ones that are like, there's enough of a height difference that items can be hidden. So...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
So there's not a reason to go there without, like, trap interference, but it's kind of the same situation as the pillar room.
Yeah, I getcha. There's something else I wanted to take a look at as well, real quick. Or a couple other things, actually.
Man, this is nice. I don't have to be the one driving all the time.
Okay, so real quick. This is... I remember, because I had actually said something
Yeah,
regarding this.
there's a little bit of
bit.
roughness here with the cut in there.
Yeah, and like it is definitely improved from from last time I saw a Gunma, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But I saw like AJ, I saw you.
Yeah,
Make the kind of
I think I
mistake
turned directly
Yeah,
in and then
like-
corrected.
Yeah, and that was the mistake I kept on making.
Because
most of my
how is that
runs on
signaled
that.
from the position you can? Yeah, it's if you're coming in from the right side of the fork, that's almost a left into a right, but it's signaled as a right.
Yeah, like that's better, but
The fence, I think that might just be a fucking placeholder visuals type of deal where like the fence is kind of not adequate for that if you're coming in from the right side of the fork. 'Cause if you're coming in from the left side, this works perfectly.
then it's like, I wonder how much time you have to react to that. Because... Because, like, I don't know, you see the arrows in the back, and then you turn to kind of, like, prepare for that. Then,
Maybe
like,
also move the setup a little bit.
Maybe? I don't know.
Because, like, if you go back and take, like, you just stare at that set from the perspective of somebody who's taking the left path, it definitely, like... That is the right path, but I respect that you were facing the other direction.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, so, like, you don't really have sight on the turn until you crest this peak, and then as you come up, it's like... It's almost kind of like... I feel like moving it in just a little bit would help you get a reference for where the inside of the corner is here. Like, if the rightmost set from this perspective... If the rightmost item capsule from this perspective was on, like, the inside of the corner, like the apex. Not certain. Also, obligatory, like, non-randomized perfectly regular item sets.
The Volcanic Valley Zone item set.
There is one other thing that I wanted to test out real quick. Let me get to it real quick.
Yeah, I touched on this briefly, but
Yeah.
Hugador mentions it again. The cut we're talking about where you can dip into the sneaker panel is, like, totally unseeable lap 1. That needs a wider entry IMO.
So if you...
But I will say that it's like, I kind of wonder if this is faster in particular, but it might
You
also,
just gun it.
I don't know.
I think
It might
if you
honestly
can
not.
line that up, it might be faster, but what does it take for you to actually, like...
A lot of precision.
Because you enter this section at speed with airtime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you have to, like, stop on a dime directly on, like, that dotted line between this little slalom section and gun it straight. I'd expect that to leave you pretty vulnerable in a lot of standard race situations, and it's also, like, not totally trivial unless you have, like, high handling, but I do wonder.
What I did to set up for it was like, let me fucking rig SP on, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if I can tell it. Come on!
No.
Oh. Understandable.
I guess we'll never know.
But I basically, what I tried to do was,
Fuck!
Let's become one with the crevasse.
You're fucking...
Anyway, what I tried to do there was, like, I specifically prepared a drift store in there. Like, I specifically, like, drift stored in preparation for said turn to, like, try and make that as smooth as possible, I guess. I don't know. So I feel like you could pull that off pretty easily, but, like, it's something we can test in, like, next
I want to
for
see.
sure.
I want to see Trail land that, honestly. Like,
I
like a
also
really
I
tall
wonder
half
about the spring launch situations in the back half. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, that rainbow's sick, by the way.
Yeah.
Pull that off.
I'm worried about how I could possibly pull it off with like 9-weight handling, but
Wait a minute.
we'll-
Wait a second. I mean, that's not like that's not an unrescuable situation, but I was surprised to see that, like, reachable.
And it's not that.
Yeah,
big of
it's
a
not
deal,
bad, I
honestly.
think.
Like, even
You have
the,
no reason to be there,
situ-
but you can also just drive away.
even the situation that was death fitted, honestly, like earlier. Like, let me get back to it real quick.
Sick triple jump.
Like, even here, honestly, like, I almost feel like this doesn't need, like, a death fit, because, like, you go over, like, the common situations, like, you get hit with, like, an egg box, and then someone bonks you onto that, and you immediately just die. Like, I feel like you could pretty easily recover from that. you could pretty easily recover from getting knocked up there and just like keep on driving, I guess. So I don't really see. I don't know.
I actually I agree with that just on the merit that like I feel like people who don't have enough speed coming up to this slope would need some sort of recovery, and like having the penalty be a wall instead of off-road seems like it's going to prevent people from being able to make up your system. Assuming this is no physics, right?
This is definitely physics.
Okay, go to the other side of it. Is that no physics? Like, is the stop? Okay, no, that still has slight physics. All right.
We are out here using physics on every ramp.
This is a Sonic.
Then yeah, if you're using physics slopes, you're gonna want to keep that off-road. Like maybe lower that a little bit, so that players can actually use that as like a good recovery point in case like physics and fucking getting spun out on that.
Can we like just look at the entry of this cut for a second?
Yeah, sure.
It's like how do you surface this in a way that doesn't make people assume it's the main road when they're on like the preceding ramp section?
Well, I mean,
You've got the off-road texture.
yeah, there's like a pretty clear border here.
I'm honestly more concerned
I think it's like
on a high level route, on a high level net game, the outside path does not exist at all. That shortcut is the main road.
yeah.
Also,
I
bear in
expect
mind, bear in
Gumma to
mind-
remove those recovery pads, or
Also, bear
like
in mind, like placeholder visuals
wider,
for that too, probably.
yeah. The answer to this might just be like it will be better when the visuals are fucking finished. But
Yep. But yeah,
it's kind of hard to draw.
the.
It's kind of hard to know when to draw the line with regards to like talking about conveyance when like something is a pure layout block. It's like you can see the off-road, but you can't actually see like the entrance to that section, which might be what's got me feeling whack. See, now you're just exploring.
Yeah, sorry.
You're like, understandable, Runa. The dopamine of this course hits different.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, maybe that's what my issue is. That the transition between like.
Yeah, there it is.
Maybe it doesn't need fences in the first place then, honestly.
I'm
don't
honestly
know.
kind of pro-death in this particular spot. I think dying's
Yeah.
fine, but like
feel like
Especially like I feel like
with the
there's more
downward slope,
room
I
for,
think it's
like-
probably justifiable that this fence be there, just because like. I mean, let's think about like the line your eye is following here. You got like. Oh. Yeah, literally, it's just okay. Here's where you're going to end up at the end of this section. Follow the big blue strip. But as a solitary queue, it's not, like, unshakably strong. Yeah, the chevron as well. Okay, so, like, people have to ignore two separate queues to just try and barrel off this ramp at speed. Yeah, fence may or may not be present. Not a problem that it's there. IMO wouldn't be a problem if it was gone.
Do you think it's possible to corner cut that ramp, actually? Like, take the ramp and use it to cut the corner?
Maybe. Sitting here like, can I get myself on the outside path somehow? Anyway, this layout is neat. This shit feels like a playground to drive on, and I actually might switch to high spark rate in the test
Yeah,
game
you get it.
just to play this. Because that's the entire reason.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Anything else to touch on before we move on?
Not in particular.
What's up?
I said not in particular.
Okay, you're. I think noise suppression is committing war crimes.
Oh, I'm not always think I'm on voice suppression right now.
Oh,
You sound fine to me.
I was gonna say, yeah, Rune's loud and clear for me. Oddly enough.
whack.
Wild. Hopefully I'm coming through okay on the stream.
Gunline may or may not approach you about something regarding this map in the near future, but it does look promising.
Alright, next up. New stuff from Wonderful Rainy Day. Looking for feedback on set placement and the final turn in particular. Kaiju City. Alright. Okay, I mean, so I hit look back and I immediately have questions.
Ninjala.
Interesting. Also, nice thumbnail. Can we take a look at that?
Not bad.
I'm not gonna say what the thumbnail is right now, but it's pretty good.
Alright. Pretty harsh palette on that first sign. Okay, and that's... Is this an Invents cut, or... Okay.
Event cuts on the right, okay.
Okay, so those are just... What?
Direct shooting. Ah!
Yeah, I'm a little confused right out of the gate here.
This is the Ninjala soundtrack? This slaps.
Yeah, this is surprise attack.
This has like... Is it alright if I can say this has
Black
like...
Void?
Upwind comics,
Scary.
and we're all.
This is an insane shitpost. That whole sequence.
I love the seat, like this Cartoon Network Townsville, Cartoon Network Townsville Raceway energy this map has. I actually kind of like, I kind of like the aesthetic of that hell map.
As far as set pieces go, not bad. I didn't know what was going to happen, and so I feel a little bit terrified.
Does that count as a soft set?
It isn't a soft set. Actually, I was gonna.
That's
bring
an
that up
unusually
in a bit,
frustrating
but-
hard set, I think.
Oh shit, the skybox
If
says,
I-
did you know?
Yeah, I did know, but only.
Stand to know.
I have a suggestion for that last set in particular, but I feel like it'd probably be one that is shared by, I think, most of the jartcast crew, and it's that I feel like you should just extend the ramp all the way throughout and make it so like you force the item set. Because as it is right now, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, this is
I don't know,
really
I-
abrupt too.
I don't know. I like the idea of like selecting specific ramps to get items from, but at the same time, I would also agree in that that set is a little too abrupt. You don't get any sight to line up and commit to a set.
Yeah, it's super abrupt, and so it doesn't leave the player with a lot of like time to make a choice about how they're going to approach it. It either kind of happens to you, or it doesn't, and that plus like its proximity to a turn. I don't really know what purpose this particular element serves.
I want to see the invincibility cut at the start.
Okay, that's sick.
I'm just dicking around trying to see what's possible there.
360 rainbow. Let's do it.
Might be the sickest drift store I've ever seen in this fucking game.
So immediate impressions, a lot of time spent at sneaker panel speed. Like, I think basically the whole back half. So like, this was submitted as if it is like release ready, so I'm gonna treat it as such. And this is pretty chaotic for like a first Vantage. There's like, I think generic like starter advice I see given a lot for like specific directioning elements is to have them use a unique color that doesn't appear in your scenery so that they easily pop out. This is the opposite of that, where not only is it using a color that's present on the same screen, but it is the lovely fade-out chevrons that don't even have any kind of color at all half the time you're looking at them, although a long strip of them like this does do something to mitigate that.
It helps that the background is black too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, no, this... to your credit, I'm gonna say that you at least have an understanding of how these contrast, and like, you know, the blue on the black with the yellow. Like, you've got very, very strong, like, harsh contrasting elements for that purpose. It's just that it doesn't work well in this context.
Yeah, the fact that it's framed on like a very busy yellow and black pattern in particular.
Yeah, like, the pattern alone is like, I think that's quite good. It's getting lost in the noise, perhaps.
Here's my hot take. Flip around the yellow and the blue.
That's a good idea, actually, because like yellow's
You're
a
right.
much warmer color, so it's going to be harsher on the eyes than blue.
Well, so the blue is already used in like the sequence.
Well, yes, but like,
Yeah.
when you're looking straight on, like that, it's just because of the natural. Like, if you ever fucking, a good example of this is fucking Pac-Man. Like, you've got a bunch of yellow elements against a dark background with blue accents. Like, that's immediately what's gonna pop out.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, this is mad confusing. This Vantage gives me, like, zero information about anything. Like, how far forward do you have to be? You get a little peek of the signage for the split here, because this is like, this is on a layout level. This is similar to, like, the path split in Silver Cloud, right?
And
Yeah.
Northern District, too. 'Cause
Where you
sometimes-
have the
no,
option to,
this,
like...
This is like a fucking. I don't know if I want to call this a blitz split, but like fucking this is a split.
Yeah, and like, on a layout level, this is fine, but when you combine, like, one half of the split being kind of obstructed, the leading line kind of disappears on lower resolutions. I wouldn't expect this to ever be visible at all. And the very, very confusing invincibility signage here.
Oh, wait, I think I know why it's invincible. Stop before you look at the texture bordering the first conveyor tile. Do you see that oil? Now you do.
So what is this for?
Huh?
Hmm.
You can't put
What?
conveyor on
Are
there.
you supposed to be at enough speed?
Invincibility plus grow? Oh,
What on earth?
huh.
Well,
Never
Oh,
in a million years would I have thought to try that unless I was literally staring at that section trying to figure out how it was working. That's kind of a neat element, but right now the way it's presented is harming the conveyance of the main path pretty drastically. I will say, accessing that
mention,
is neat.
like-
Combining a track element with a power-up in, like, a way that you wouldn't normally consider in that spot is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that, because like it's actually set up in a way that like you have to use sneaker panel acceleration in order to actually make it across.
The problem with it is that, from the vantage of somebody who's trying to prepare for the next section, what they see first and foremost is, like, an invincibility sign pasted on the main road ahead of them that might, like, it's possible that they think this is the only path, and so you get a moment of, like, intense whack-ass confusion.
agreed.
Yep.
And then you're
I'm
also
also
given
just
no
gonna point
signage
out-
leading up to this point. You have the leading line, but a redundant queue really doesn't go amiss here, especially if a player is already confused from the fucking invincibility sign.
Something I do want to point out though, whenever you have like a speed specific or speed dependent cut like this, and you combine it with an element like invincibility, the issue comes where if a player is playing on various speeds and doesn't have enough momentum to cross this, even with something like invincibility, you might want to see if you can't repurpose the teleporter, because this is just a teleporter. This could honestly just go straight ahead, because it doesn't look like there's any map geometry there.
So I'm on normal
You know?
speed for a second here.
Yeah, just try it out. See if you can actually make it with immense. Okay, you can
Okay,
still
yeah.
make that. That's fine.
Don't hit the boost pen.
But only if you bonk the wall. Like, if you don't bonk the wall, then I don't think you're gonna make it.
Yeah, like you're also 8 speed. Like, can I give that a shot again?
Go right ahead. Where am I menuing?
Alright,
Conspicuous cricket noises. There you go.
Don't hit the boost peg.
Well, you have to hit the boost pad, right?
Yeah, I can't.
Well, you're supposed
Yeah.
to boost that anyway. I don't think
I am
that's
confused
like-
about the wall bonk interaction I had, though. Like, bonking the wall just propelling you forward there. The fuck is that?
Why?
Yeah, that's.
You'd expect
yeah,
it to
is
kill your speed.
definitely-
That's not a quirk I've encountered here before.
Why does
Is
an
there friction
invincibility
on that
button need a
sector?
boost
Because it might
peg?
just be okay. It might
Yeah,
just
no,
be
you can
wall
do it
collision.
fucking... Willing to bet you can do that in Vince only if you just, like, bonk at the right spot.
But if you can do it like that, then that means if you get hit there, you can just take that shortcut.
Yeah,
for free.
exactly. Yeah, it seems plausible. Not sure right away. Nah, harder than I thought for sure. At least on normal.
I guess to your credit, I guess to the map maker's credit, honestly, considering how underutilized acceleration is as a stat attribute, it's really interesting to see acceleration actually play a role in making a shortcut.
I don't want to bike shed on this particular section for too long. Okay, so you can do it without a without the panel on hard speed.
It should probably also be stated that the purple signage after you enter the cut doesn't really actually convey its purpose very well. I learned more of where I was going after I dropped through.
Yeah, so this section is a little messy. Easy, like, chevron slapped right here, IMO, just to prevent the obvious failure mode that is people spiraling.
Yeah, no. I second that because when you have a split, if you have a leading line that's connected throughout the entire split, that is going to confuse the fuck out of players.
Yeah, it does seem... Ngudar brings up a good point. It seems likely that you can single sneaker that. Like...
There you go.
Uh-oh.
It might be easier with the spin out, honestly. I don't know how fucking physics works. Anyway, enough bike shedding on that. It's a weird element and there are a lot of things that you could potentially do with it. Just like trying to immediately mark out what feels weird to me. Oh yeah, I've been subconsciously avoiding these the entire time because the invent sign makes me think these are hazards. Even though I know what the cue is.
Yeah, the actual hazard, the oil is invisible. It's black on black.
Easy sign here, since like blank walls, you're not really doing anything else with them.
Yep. Maybe a bit of slow pitch too, but perhaps another day.
If you're gonna use the standard invincibility sign for stuff like this, I think probably standard sneaker sign here is a little bit easier to read at a glance if the player's already like kind of primed for that.
You might not even just need the sneaker sign, honestly. Like, unless is this the first instance of off-road in the track?
This is the first instance
I
of
think
off-road
so,
in
and
the
it's a pretty drastic texture change, so it's not
Oh, that's good.
unforgivable
Sneaker even has the-
to
Sneaker says go on it, actually.
it's really not unforgivable to think that this might be like an actual path if you're coming up on it like that.
The sneaker says go, my head cannon says
Oh, no, you
the
just
launch
mow
phase
that.
Go.
Chief, you just run through it. Like, I'm not crazy, right? Let me see that.
Go!
I have base boosted launch base zone around here somewhere.
Oh yeah,
There's like
Omega's
no
knowing
reason
that.
not to do
I
that.
am Metal Sonic!
That's crazy. Ha.
Well, it is
So that's a teleport.
What you need is
That
teleport
seems-
before.
That seems almost negligent to use a teleporter for that.
That, Yeah, that seems like a very, very just like easy connect this right angle turn. You know?
Like just make the just make the hairpin wider. So it's like look at the map.
Yeah,
You could
look
have
at the
teleported this
map.
entire time.
Teleporters, like, because of associated jank and weirdness regarding item interactions, the SPB, etc. They should generally only be used to solve very specific problems that are hugely destructive to solve without the use of teleporters.
Yeah.
The set pieces up here do seem to be like... I imagine they're pretty strict in terms of like how they're spaced, so... I get that it's totally tempting to quick fix stuff like that. I kind of feel like it should be one or the other with like the gigantic zipper jump and the unmissable dash panel spring jumps. Both of them together in this section kind of gives you the feeling that like there's nowhere to use items. And we've already talked about this set here. Yeah, just in general, dash panels everywhere. That's like critique that I don't particularly like giving, because everybody loves going fast. But it does screw with like net game dynamics, and at the very least you should be aware of the effect that will have on like the ability to come back or to credibly use items.
Yeah.
Guys, don't worry about it. It's a rocket sneaker nerf.
No.
So as far as other, like, conveyance level things... Oh yeah, they asked for specific feedback on item box placement, so let me pay some closer attention to that. I want that to be just a little bit narrower so I can hit the whole thing as a red.
Honest to God, I would have actually just put a set, like, in each part of this split there. Yeah.
Yeah. Get people fighting pretty early.
Yeah, exactly.
Either that, either, like, leave this set where it is and place a set in the split. Or, like, have a set right before people hit the first speed pad here. And just turn this whole long turn into fucking madness. Like, push it up just a little bit closer to the entrance, so that people are, like, fighting in a section that is otherwise pretty placid.
An alternate idea would be if you're really intent on keeping the split as is in terms of geometry, put the item box set at the end of the split. Like so that would give people more of a guiding line of where they want to go, so they don't loop around, and also still potentially lead for madness on the boosting hairpin.
Yeah, actually.
As far as the set I just passed by, definitely going to be a chaotic spot. I think you may be able to mash and like
Oh yeah, I'm like, you can already do that kind of stuff with like the last jump of Canyon Rush. Like I can literally just
oh shit, I rigged the spring by mistake. Whoops.
yeah,
like, getting hit with an Orby right there.
Yeah, like
I actually like that placement and think it should stay. That's fucking demonic energy.
I mean, it's like the last jump in Canyon Rush. I have straight up multiple times just mashed Orby, and on that last jump smacked someone straight to Kingdom Come on the last home stretch. As
for this set feels weird. I think a more appropriate place to place this might be before the drop. Back here.
I don't know if the ramp should be so close to the finish line, because on the last lap, someone could just be cheated out of a win by going on the ramp while someone else ignores the ramp completely and continues going at max speed.
Yeah, the section is kind of cramped because it's running directly into the starting grid, and so you don't have a lot of room to like adjust for the placement of the ramp. You don't see it until you've already committed to your turning line, and the ramp itself is sort of unnecessary on the final lap. So I don't think this set is doing a whole lot of work. Go ahead.
My thought was just to force the ramp, like, to make it so it extends to, like, both sides, so, like, you don't have, like, a choice in whether you want to take it or not. And, like,
certainly
make it,
be in
like,
keeping
you
with
don't
the way
have-
the other jumps in this course work.
At the same time, though, I feel like it'd be less interesting in some weird way. There's less options to select for.
Well, I mean, we're talking about an item set. It's something that's tied to an item set here. I don't know if I would, like...
What is
I
this,
don't-
by the way?
Scenery?
I guess?
I do like AJ's other suggestion, tying it to the tying the item set to the drop right there. But
One last burst of energy before the final turn, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, I just...
You can even leave the design of it similarly, so people choose between like a fucking drop or a ramp. Yeah. Cursory sweep through my initial thoughts. This section definitely, like... This whole sequence... I've spent very, very little time not boosting. And then here's some more. We get, like... one turn, and we're back here again.
Sweet boost pad.
That crossover section is, like, kind of topologically neat, though. I like the way that's designed. I disagree with so much of it being fixed speed and effectively scripted direction. I'm sure no one saw this coming, but one of the elements of jartcast is telling people to use fewer sneaker panels and scripted spring jumps. You totally can leave some of this as ramps, though. It definitely won't kill you.
yeah, I agree with that.
I love fucking Sonic Adventure ass level design as much as the next dude, but having a lot of like free speed and scripted sequences like those, I would limit that.
It's just, it feels like they're all concentrated in the same spot.
I've noticed that there's been a different chevron every single time in terms of colors.
I almost kind of want to see how it, like, feels in, like, an actual race.
Oh my god. Please don't tell me can I... Okay, you can.
It makes me angry, but it's not a gameplay problem.
If this was vanilla, I'd probably be able to squeeze in there.
Oh god.
Smiley
If this
face.
was vanilla, we'd be having an entirely different set of problems.
Just use first-person camera for it.
Ah!
But
Load pancake.lua.
Okay, anybody else want to touch on anything before we move on?
I think I'm good.
I got all my complaints in.
I like how that's how we're framing it, complaints.
You said that like a fucking... You said
Like,
that
well,
like a
I met my
fucking
quota.
Middle-aged... You said that like a middle-aged woman submitting your, like...
This is like...
Just teleport.
I just don't...
Just get teleported to the left.
Do anything but
you
that,
go?
please. Like, if
It's
you
a
take
roll.
nothing
I-
else from this,
Teleporter.
please do anything but that.
You almost don't even need the teleporter because they're so... Where the teleporter is and where the the road, like where the upcoming path is, that's so close together. I don't really see why there's any like specific reason, unless if it's just to keep the turn width of that, like, I don't know. If it's just to keep the turn width of the previous turn the way it is, instead of like making it longer, I guess. I don't know.
Alright, next up, from Blade Dash, looking for the generalist of the general of feedback. And my favorite thing to read ever, no known issues.
Circuit Highway.
Circuit Highway. This
This
is
song.
visually fucking loud. Oh my
That is-
god.
Oh, Circuit
That is
Okay.
a low texture.
Okay, good
And it's your
music
song.
taste. Good music taste.
Those red stripes are insane.
Hexagon. Hexagon. Go to the right.
Oh, shout out to the
That's
strobing.
interesting.
The strobing FOFs.
Ooh.
I feel like I missed out on a mechanic there.
Yeah.
Ah!
No. There's your boost pads. You can go there.
Me win the zipper.
Huh. I'm like freezing a lot. Is my
That
net
wasn't
fucking
very.
going crazy?
That wasn't as much of a Wii moment as I thought.
It's not freezing for me.
Oh my god, this more is actually giving me a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, I would. Okay, immediately. I get the idea is that it's made to look synthetic and like digital, but like this texture could afford to be less noisier. Maybe
The custom
trying
arrows
to
being the
ignore
same
it.
color as the walls also got me
The
a little bit.
background kind of hits me in a way too. There's a lot of bright colors that attract your attention.
Wait.
That
Almost
vantage
like-
is crazy. Hold on. Let me take a look at that again.
Is that
Can
the
I get
same
back
texture
there?
like used for what I can only assume is row and...
Sus.
I know you took the $19 Fortnite card.
Yeah, this is mad loud. I think restricting the reds to like directioning elements would probably be a like first step for cleaning this up a little bit.
yeah.
Okay, I keep reading the...
Whoa. This is an awesome vantage. There's fucking signage in 3 different directions.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Pretty good.
Keep on going, actually. There's something I want to do. Yeah!
Oh, whoa,
There's
what?
totally...
Oh my god, no, it's
signage
way
with it.
crazier.
I'm
Yep.
surprised you didn't catch that the first time.
I wanted to point it out.
too.
I think it's because I took the
wanted
low
to-
path. Where it's like, those are de-emphasized a little bit. But yeah, that's a lot.
That's kind of a weak shortcut.
I think probably pull these, pull that signage down to the relevant wall here.
Yeah,
Just
it took me until now to notice that.
Yeah, your eyes gotta travel a little bit too far to actually catch that one. And then this. There are so many patterns on my screen, and this would be an awesome looking set piece if the palette was a little bit more reserved IMO.
Yeah.
So I guess
you're
like
right,
the
red
idea
on
is the faster
blue
way is to
on-
fucking stay on the physics slopes here.
Red on blue on purple.
And then, man, every single texture is like
And
this
pink.
super dense
All
pattern.
them textures full.
That
Yeah,
one's not a
this is-
zipper.
mm.
Huh, okay.
I might have to make another Shenji's guide to texture usage on flats post in the fucking server after
He
this.
says, "I will be that guy in chat who thinks who says I think it should be louder."
But for what it's worth, I like the idea of having a very clearly defined pattern. it does help for readability, but because of how like sharp the contrast in the pattern is, and because it's like a gradient that like bands in one specific direction, it's a little too loud.
Yeah, this is why like Kodachrome Blade is like a photosensitivity hazard, and the red version had to tone it further down from gray on gray into purple on yellow.
Something, okay, I think I kind of am starting to figure out what's bothering me about this. I don't feel like, I don't know, like with the exception of that, section, it feels like everything is like super bright and that there's not a lot of like dark and light contrast, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
lots of
point.
bright colors and
ask you
everything is
this.
very heavily saturated.
Let me ask you this: is this map full brights? Is the author in the chat?
There are no shadows here.
Trail made a good point earlier here. I think going the normal way is actually faster than taking the cut. It might
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
like
think that's even a cut.
It is.
like the cut,
It's a soft
the
set,
cut-
but wait, no,
like
is
the
it?
cut
No,
ends
there's
in
definitely
a
sets on
slope
both
jump.
sides.
It's the
That's up-
same path that you exit out of, except this one is just wide, and then you take
And
off
you exit
the-
with a panel, but all that speed is killed by the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and there's a chance to fall into that pit.
like maybe if it wasn't a ramp, then it would be faster.
I think this
If it-
palette actually, like, the palette itself seems like it probably functions with not a lot of modification, but I'd tone
those
back
are-
like the harsher reds and magentas for use exclusively in like signposting elements.
Yeah.
Because those
Murdoch
like
saying,
this
"Can
fucking
we-"
pops. This doesn't just fucking pop. It's like a fireworks show. I will never ever miss this.
This fence is coming out and kicking my eyeballs in their crotches and taking
Yeah,
them.
but I don't need to be on maximum visual alert for every wall. That's something that you can save for like directioning elements in tough sections.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out, Hugador. Like, did you notice the sneaker panels underneath these rising and falling buffs?
I did not at all. I cannot see shit in that section, to be honest. Yeah, 'cause they're not
Oh yeah,
lit.
those are super dark.
Like, it
No, it'd be
feels like
forgivable to see the pattern on the floor and compare like the shadowed sneaker panel pattern at a glance and think that those are just shadows. Of the
Shadows.
hazards.
Why
Yeah.
why
it's
is that
definitely
dark?
the shadow of the buffs. Like the buff brightness is intentionally set lower.
I actually think a custom sneaker panel texture that's like in line with the aesthetic here would fucking slap.
I
Because
actually
like
would be
the
pretty okay with
green
the
where
road
it's used, it doesn't seem to really fit in here. But like,
I feel like this road could be like jet black with a cyan bleeding line.
this specific set piece could look like crazy with the proper sneaker panel texture.
Like I was gonna say earlier, like this is like a lot of colors at once. There's like blue, there's cyan, there's like red and orange, there's purple, there's like white, and then there's gray on top, and then like it's just
Yeah, it's not
Yep.
a lot of like consistent.
It's more than
It
half the
kind of-
rainbow at once.
Sorry, you go, Runa?
You go ahead, Benji.
Okay,
I
was gonna
don't know how to phrase what I was gonna say.
that's fine. Understood.
Understood.
I was gonna say, like, you can actually have a lot of colors. It's just that when you have, like, density and noise, that's where a lot of, like, the color clarity and, like, readability starts to suffer.
yeah,
Because I can firmly believe, like, if you look at something like, what's the name of the one map Lat made that was, like,
Monochrome Rift?
skyscraper leaps.
no.
Which one?
Monochrome Rift?
Wait till he describes it.
It's one of their city maps, but yes.
Is it black? Mostly black with
Zone
like
City?
with white accents on the first lap.
It's
And then a
got
random
purple.
shit. I need a Price is Right cue on
That's
my soundboard
skyscraper
for this shit.
leaps.
Okay, yeah.
so
Oh wait, no, unless you
Skyscraper
mean
Leap.
Zone City. That's another one.
Zoned City was the one, thank you. Zoned
yeah.
City actually uses a lot of harsh bright colors, but it's also like, it's readable because a lot of the patterns are subtle, and like there's no noise on the primary road texture. So you can
Yeah,
have
like-
very loud. Yeah.
There's also a subtle fog
Literally,
effect.
the road texture is just like a plain color, I'm pretty sure. For
And,
Zone
like,
City.
There's also a subtle fog effect. Like I noticed, like on OGL especially, there's like a slight cyan mist around everything, further lowering intensity of the color palette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like, ditch the pinstripes and use, like, the same purple wall texture for both the upper and the lower walls here. And, like, this probably immediately looks fine. It's, like, the super crazy blue pinstripes and the fact that, like, you have to decipher where, like, everything actually is with regards to, like, relative height and scale when you're being presented with a bunch of differently scaled patterns that don't actually mean anything, that makes this, like, so weird to parse at a glance. Although I will say, like, I don't know, can I get a show of hands on people who are bothered by the, oh, there is a cue for that zipper there. It's just very, it's tough to notice at speed.
You expect us to show hands?
Yes, actually. Like this.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, then you need to add emotes that loop.
For the fucking, like, I'm not bothered by the Moira effect on the main road, but I also like a lot of things that people don't. So, we just get, like, room opinions on that, because I know some people mentioned it in passing.
I can tolerate it if I'm not paying attention to it.
It's noisy, but I never have an issue to that sort of thing. It's just that I feel like you could mitigate that by just making it less controversial.
What's this about specifically?
The hexagon pattern, because the specific example that was brought up was this type of shit works in Zoned City because it doesn't have a pattern on its main road, and I'm not convinced that's the problem, or even, like, anywhere near the most important element of the problem.
Yeah, I think
It's not the lack of a pattern. It's that the density and like noise of it is what's causing
Yeah.
a
The
lot.
road is like
I was the
One-
one that brought that up, but I don't mean that as like a knock against the like the specific hexagon pattern here. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
the road
I
is like
almost-
I agree because like fucking goddamn Sonic is all fucking about patterns. You got the fucking checkers and Green Hill. Like you can have shit like that. That shit should exist, but understanding that the readability needs to work well with it, and, like designating it to a simple like 2 colors, no gradients, would probably help out readability substantially.
Yeah, it's a combination of a whole bunch of clashing patterns and, like, the fact that there's a whole bunch of visual variation throughout the course that doesn't actually give you any information on where things are or what they are. That's, like... That's what I'm experiencing, like, trying to drive around this, but... Alright, after 15 uninterrupted minutes of hammering at, like, the palette choices and the visuals... I do think, like, the layout chops here seem
Yeah, the
pretty
layout-
alright, honestly.
the layout actually does look pretty serviceable. I will agree with that.
I'm a little bit concerned about that
fucking-
cut, and, like, the readability
yeah.
here is strange. I feel like you could pull up this wall or otherwise, like, block off this section in a more visually
I can
clear
totally see a
way.
talk barrier being put there for extra visual flair, actually.
I
just wanna not be afraid to-
compliment you on using Carl Bruggeman music. It's really good. This is not biased at all.
Okay, change.
But yeah, like, do not be, in my opinion, do not be afraid to show off your sky texture.
Is there magic
the
OGL
road
transparency
sky.
color in one of these,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's using cyan in the palette. So
the
that's
brightest full 255 cyan.
Yeah, and the way that works is that specifically in OpenGL, that color is always interpreted as transparent, right? Or
why. Yes,
Yep.
that is correct.
That's... Man, how the fuck is everybody supposed to know everything about this shit? The game is
Listen.
fighting you.
We wrestle with this game on a daily fucking basis in dev. How the fuck do you think we feel?
Hey.
Vapor Garden was me resulting in a brutal onslaught with the mechanics of this game, and the end result still makes me feel everlasting shame. I
Look at-
cannot wait to firebomb and rebuild that
So,
map from scratch.
I like this set piece now that I understand how it works. I think extra visual clarity here is, like, sorely needed. But the fact these are on, like, desynchronizing cycles that are both, like, independently fast enough that you can clearly read it at a distance. It's like,
No,
this
the
is neat.
texture.
This
the
is a
texture
cycle
using
hazard
that
that
light
gets my
blue.
fucking stamp of
no.
approval. I don't hate it.
Oh, the thing is, too, that's not actually the same off-road texture.
No, it
It's
just looks a
they're
lot
almost
like it.
identical.
Let's just try to see if I could swing outward there. I appreciate a whole bunch of space to play around here on this landing because it's like an abrupt jump.
Although I will say this, of all the textures used, I kind of like the frosted glass the most.
Yeah, this is actually like... This is a pretty reserved area of the course, and I actually think it looks quite nice. The frosted glass look, this is used in the big fucking half-pipe physics slope set piece as well. I think this feels like it's maybe a little mean-spirited on lap 1. I think like starting the ice a little bit earlier might help with that.
Yeah, I
like,
can agree with that. You might.
I would actually be
Then
cool if,
again-
like... I'd be cool, like, sloping the entire hairpin, actually, and making the ice, like, bleed into it as you drive along.
Yeah, more of a gradual introduction into instead of what seems like a blind like slope into sudden handling change that never happens again in the course.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
There's a couple different ways you can handle that IMO. Am I getting another? Why can that even happen? Why can I receive a call when I'm in a call? I apologize. That's embarrassing.
Sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, and Huguro, yeah, those textures are not, those flaps are not the same. They're almost identical, though, so I do not fault you for confusing one with the other.
Yeah, it's like the frosted glass is used here for the ceiling as well, and for these fucking panels on the walls.
Yeah.
I'd be cool, like, seeing,
More
like, a
more
lot
of that and less like harsh red on non-directioning elements, and I think this would come together a lot easier. That plus like mindfulness of stuff like the pinstripe patterns being visually exhausting, and what is that? I don't know what these are, dude.
Some
Oh,
LSD
Dana.
dream emulator bullshit.
looking like System Shock textures.
Like, the use of the harsh magenta legitimately makes it look like the texture was fucking decoded incorrectly.
Some LSD Dream Emulator ass textures.
Yeah. And I'm talking like the ones where you're on those really
that feels
bad
good to
days
get,
in the
though.
game where it's like everything is super sharp for no reason.
Yeah, like everything's like super purple and covered in like hiragana or something.
It's so good until you hit the ice and then everything. Because that section was real nice to hit. I think, like, if there's a way to remove the zipper requirement from the left path on that fourth before the big-ass fucking jump, like, try and do that, because the right path is super fun to take there, IMO. And yeah, it definitely feels like it's better to use your sneaker to speed capture off that ramp than to actually take the sneaker path. Ow. Honestly, not
Martin,
even
let's
that much of a
open-
loss.
I want to compliment the sector scenery here. The sector scenery is actually really nice, though. Like,
Oh
you have
yeah,
the-
actually, that actually looks really pretty now that I actually look at the like cyan blues on the outside.
No, like, the way some of these set pieces are, like, physically constructed, they look neat.
Yeah, no. Like, I like the layered FOFs, like, on the sides of those gigantic, like, I'm just gonna call them rectangles. I'm not sure if they're buildings. But, like, they're the kind of shapes I would expect to see out of a structure like that. So, like, good use of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's brutalist, isn't it? You're getting brutalist vibes from that structure, honestly.
A little bit.
It's a neat look, IMO. it needs so little to go from like what it is currently to like jaw dropper IMO. Because like the plan and ambition is clearly here.
I just realized that, you know, I said that I didn't notice the track was called Circuit City while this map is called Circuit Highway. That's really clever. I just think it's really nice that you really make this map feel like it's trying to be this song.
I consistently have been struggling with this sequence. I have
mentioned
no
Circuit
idea
City,
why.
and I'm like trying to resist the joke. Didn't they go out of business?
God, I know
Filling in
what
for
you're
Porter
talking
tonight?
about.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm filling in for Porter. Sorry. I wouldn't even kill. Well, was that even pun? That was more or less just fucking.
No, that wasn't fun.
All right.
The funny reference.
It's
If
the
you
same
make a pun,
kind
I'm
of
gonna
like
fucking
fill in
add
the
it.
joke humor.
The funny
These pads
boomers.
kind of bother me
Oh,
because
sure.
they're like... It doesn't feel like you have adequate time to actually react to these lap 1, you kind of just have to memorize.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's like the one place I would say, like, yeah, if you're gonna keep it there, put a mid-texture there.
And then there's like... There's that particular shade of blue that's used in like that scenery that I don't think really comes back for the rest of the course. Oh shit. No, that means potential. Hold on.
In hard sneakers, maybe.
Maybe if somebody bumped you really hard.
I have to wonder. It's like my job to wonder. Okay,
Now it grows
there's no way you
increasingly.
can't get it with grow canceling,
Yeah, I
right?
can't.
One more where I actually grow cancel instead of trying to get it off raw speed. Oh, it's
That
so
was bad
possible.
timing.
I suck, but it's so possible. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, if you have to grow cancel for that, I know you deserve it.
And like, if you're playing with like stronger sneakers, you're gonna go. That cut is possible.
Just devalues the quote-unquote intended cut route even more. Yeah, that's how you want to hit that.
I don't know. I'm also interested in seeing the viability of the upper path entirely too.
I mean, I guess if you can fucking hop the wall completely with a grow cancel. Oh my god, this is so fucking hard. This is like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this just being here.
Is it like Vapor Garden selective directioning?
Oh, wait, does this not have slope physics on it?
It has ice.
Yeah, so no physics, right?
Huh. Interesting.
Maybe that's why it feels so strange.
Explain it. If it was
But yeah,
actual physics,
there's like... I could take or leave that ice, but if it stays, it probably has to be introduced a little more gently.
Oh wait. Can that be mode?
I mean, it's not like it matters because it's slower anyway.
I mean, true.
Oh, I just noticed you spelled his name wrong.
Oh yeah. But
Oh, is that...
also
that-
with-
That's just not off-road.
That's
Yeah.
not even off-road. It's ice.
Oh yeah.
What?
No, it's not ice.
Whoa.
But then why is there a shoe there? It's strange.
That's I kind of feel it's like just a mistake.
Yeah,
Oversight, yeah.
that seems to me like it was just a mistake.
Yep.
Although honestly, it's a better path split than an actual cut currently.
Is it? Wait, because that texture is used throughout.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Since Griff said like
Seaside
it's
says
not.
it wasn't the same texture, and I kind of like, because I'm the least visually observant person on the planet, I kind of went with
Oh
that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
This
actually-
is the same
wait,
texture.
It is the. It's. Yeah, it is the same texture actually. Oh my god. Those
I
look
trusted you, Seaside. How could you? How could you mislead me like this?
Look at you,
I don't know. It's like the.
brother.
Oh, I
man.
see what's the problem. It's one little bit of ramp that is making me Mandela effect myself. A tiny fucking strip of black is
Oh yeah,
confusing the
it's
fuck
because
out
of the way it's aligned, probably.
I fucking Mandela myself.
All right, well, I guess to summarize, on a layout level, with the exception of like Lamau Ice and some like crazy directioning in like this area, I think it's pretty cool. Visually, like, definitely needs some cleanup and refinement IMO. It feels very, very harsh in a way that's detrimental to gameplay currently. But, like, it really would not take much to, like, make this look real fucking good IMO. Like, the sector scenery, like Chinji mentioned, is already, like, super neat. Just needs a texture pass. Anybody else?
I'm good.
That just about covers it. Seriously though, thank you for using Carl's music. I fucking love his work.
It slaps.
Alright.
It's all
Good
good.
shit.
And last of the night, from War Dog, a map based off Ultra Kill. Not really happy with how it looks and plays. Meant to be intense and small,
Wait,
but feels bland and can't really capture the spirit that I wanted.
Wait.
Is this the first time
before
we've
we
been
go
sent
there-
a map in, like, existential crisis status?
Wait,
Oh.
before we warp there, War Dog, I really hope this has some intense fucking music. This better have some intense
Sunrise.
electronic music.
Whoa, those stock barriers. Where
This
did
is... That felt, like, super abrupt. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. Whoa, no sign?
These are some quick turns.
Wow.
Okay,
Oh,
super
that's
sharp
a-
four lapper. I actually dig the
Yeah.
scenery here. It's like, it's muted, but it really doesn't seem like a bad starting place.
I'm gonna sound hella fucking weird for saying this, but does anyone else get Counter-Strike maps? Like
No, the
vibes
desaturated
this?
colors and like
Yeah.
the fucking particular like stone textures used. It
Counter-Strike, Doom,
does feel very source.
Yeah.
and if you want to be zoomy as hell, Minecraft.
Well, I'm looking at the fucking, like, that weird cylindrical structure, and I'm like, that looks like something somebody made in fucking Hammer Editor.
Yeah. It's like once I actually had a fucking handle on the way. That is mad short.
Yeah.
That could be a fucking six lapper.
No.
This is actually a CS 1.6 port. Okay, thing. This is how the level looks in the game. The skybox is right there for the touching. Interesting.
So wait,
I wonder-
legit, this is a Counter-Strike map?
Oh, I just noticed the skybot cut.
Ultra. What the fuck?
Nice ramp.
Huh?
Low physics.
I got crazy airtime off that. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh.
It's like the Blue Mountain rocks.
Okay, so this is okay. Loading fence.
Is-
But also
oh, wait, is that water
intended
like
cut
water,
here. I
water?
just got confused about which direction I was like supposed to be exiting.
Oh, there's no walls, just skybots.
Yeah, this is not a Counter-Strike port.
You don't
So,
need walls where
I
we're
don't
going.
know if I agree with being able to get airtime off that ramp, but like, on a purely layout level, everything about this feels like pretty cozy to drive for me. I think there's like... You get to relax a little bit in here. It feels like a little bit more lenient, but overall, like, cornering pace is pretty quick, which I appreciate. I think on like a turn-by-turn basis, it's like not really happy with how it looks and plays. That is a super fucking broad set of grievances. I think maybe signage up top with this this excellent fucking hazard skull, in addition to the shadowed signage down here, because like the way you enter this from lap 1 means that you don't get to see the signage for quite a bit longer. You have pretty clear sight on Cool Guy Skull, but not on the inside of this area.
I don't know if it's been pointed out yet, but the beginning ramp, I'm not sure if it has any point in being there, especially because it isn't slope physics, so it's treated just as like a regular jump. And 2, as it is, it kind of obscures the path forward.
I think it's okay with Rule of Cool, as long as, like, there's secondary signage that's visible from that spot.
I get, well, like, I mean, like, if the ramp is gonna be there, I would prefer it to be slope physics, I guess, is what I mean. For it
Yeah,
to, like,
I can see
actually
that.
launch it.
More scoops! Always scoops. Tyron, have you played Ultra Kill yet? Waiting for it to leave early access. I do not buy early access games anymore.
Yeah, I don't have real experience with Ultra Kill, so I probably, if you want, like, a way to make it more accurate to, like, source, I wouldn't be a good source on
Yeah.
that.
So we'll say gray on gray on gray on gray on gray here. Quick fix for like conveyance on the 2 upcoming turns is probably to just pull the set a little bit forward. You don't delay it by more than like 1 second, and you just have it like at the end of this sequence instead to mark the just marking the exit of this little area. Think a little bit like a more drastic height gap between like the off-road and the main road here might also help separate things, because you got like a pretty clear outside wall here. It's just that like it's difficult to tell the difference when they're both the same color. Okay, all the textures and music are ripped straight from Ultra Kill. That explains a lot.
So then it's probably definitely going for a Quake vibe then. Quake, Doom, and the like.
I believe one of the registered advertising domain names for Ultra Kill was devilmayquake.com, so...
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is like...
Oh yeah, no, if it's a Unity game, like, you can lift assets, no problem. Unity has pathetic, like, asset protection. Sucks.
I don't have a problem with this in practice, I think, but it does bother me a little bit that it's not super clear that the outside of this... Wait, huh?
Oh no!
I mean, that happens.
Literally.
But, like... Actually, is there a way to escape there? Is that intentional? I don't see a way up.
No. Yeah, there's no way.
Yep, you're soft locked.
Ow.
Well, get your retry vine ready.
Well, that happens. That's the easiest fix ever. But yeah, if that's... I assume that's supposed to, like, actually kill you, and so, like... I have sort of an academic problem with looking at this turn and not immediately being able to understand that there's still like kind of a gutter right here towards like my left at the moment.
Word, I want to just
because it's
I just
just
want to
not
say I feel your
visible
pain.
from the farther viewpoint over here. This seems like a pretty tight sequence. I don't know if this sign is necessarily doing a whole lot. I definitely, like, super missed the shortcut. I don't think I ever would have thought to, like, try and go back there if I hadn't inadvertently, like, bumped into the space program bush.
Use the bush as a ramp for a shortcut.
The Blue Mountain Bush.
It's like, is that fair game signage for a shortcut? This is off-road, right? Yeah.
Oh wait, Omega's knowing that.
This looks like it might be mowably faster, though.
You could just use that. You just hop over with this upslope.
Oh yeah. No, you're totally right. So you'd approach it like, if I can get some distance here.
Bam.
Goodbye, that entire sequence. And if you
The
enter from
entire
that direction, it does become a little bit more obvious how, like... You're coming out of here and you don't really, like... It definitely looks like there's more road to your left than to your right, so I feel like you're kind of instinctually drawn in that direction. Skybox seems pretty unfortunate there.
I feel his pain. Skybox guys are pain.
I think maybe your best chance of seeing this is to, like, see the entrance as you've already come around through lap 1. But yeah, if you're coming out of the cut here, the signage is pretty abrupt. I think, in general, it's probably good practice to Fulbright those signs, considering you're using other lighting elements here. Or, like, just, like, flank them with lights, or make sure in some way that they're, like, standing out from some relatively dark gray.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, that pops quite a bit more, just because you can fucking see it. As for this, I dig the scenery here, actually. It's kind of neat. What is actually going on in this turn? Does this convey anything in particular? Is this just road? Alright.
This is genuinely making me want to port something from Source over to cart, though.
Dust 2, Dust 2.
No, literally Dust 2 CTF map.
The door
Quickly,
better
someone
be a
call
really...
Snoo.
Oh, fuck.
That's the one with the door, right?
It seemed pretty easy to turn Dust 2 into a race map.
No. The door, if you're talking about the door stuck door, that's a different map. At least I believe so.
So, like, source game resonance aside here, you're pretty doom and gloom about this in your submission regarding, like, map ugly, some turns feel bad, feels bland, can't capture the spirit I wanted. I think you are probably being too hard on this.
I agree.
This seems like
I'm looking
an
at
intense
screenshots
and,
of...
like, it's kind of like the level of constant intensity kind of, like, feels like Scarlet Gardens, another map, another high lap count map that I'm quite fond of, where, like, it's a low level of constant intensity in a way that feels pretty engaging.
Yeah,
I think if you're looking for any issues, it might just be lighting, because I'm looking at Ultrakill, and yeah, the only differences I'm seeing from the actual level itself and from the actual levels themselves in this one is just the way the lighting's used. It's very glowy. I'm having trouble describing.
Yeah,
it.
that's the one
You
thing
want-
I remember from like the promotional material I've seen from Ultra Kill. Lots of particles, lots of bloom. Lots of blood and hell.
Well, it is called Ultra Kill.
When the kill is ultra.
Ultra kill.
I wonder. I wish I just had a debug key I could press to see finish line sectors, because every time I see this shit, I always wonder. Yeah, it's like, I think some turns could use conveyance cleanup and like... I mean, I guess use the word bland specifically, and like... I don't know, next to like super like bright and poppy visually standout maps that see like a lot of play in net games these days, this is definitely pretty reserved.
Yeah, and I really dig that, honestly. Like, sometimes you want to break from the fireworks show and you just want some nice minimalist racetrack.
Well, I mean, it's also it's hard for me to accurately judge the design goals here, because can I just go fucking Ultra Kill Heart of Sunrise? Is that gonna work? Ultra Kill Demo 1-1 Heart of the Sunrise. Alright, we're gonna mute this really quickly, and oh my god, this is so much brighter. You weren't kidding about the fucking PS1 geometry warping. That's fucked up. How do people play this shit? What? Let me move this to my other monitor to make sure I'm not like imagining things with the no, the saturation's way higher in like the video game that I'm looking at. Also, polygon gun and literal explosions of viscera. You can
Perhaps
disable
then
most
we
of the
might-
PS1-esque stuff. There's what I was hoping for. Yeah, this does look like, kind of reminds me of BNG's retro toggles. So like, if your comparison is to this, then I guess first thing is probably just to fucking crank the saturation by a color map or custom palette.
Yeah,
I would, I would, if you can in Slade, like, do that for all your graphics, or like do some hue shifting.
The colored lighting
It'll
here is
probably make
also a
it
lot
stand
more
out really
striking. It's
more.
using like orange and purple, like strong striking lighting for the indoor sections.
Oh yeah,
What
like
you're using seems to be just generally like, I don't know, brightness go up or.
yeah, like this is a perfect time to like learn how to use a custom palette, and perhaps you can also use assets like this red carpet that we're looking at right here.
That FOV hurts my soul. This is.
Soft.
I unironically play card in 110 FOV, and I would go higher if I could fucking see shit around me when I did it.
Fisheye.
Hey guys.
But yeah, these indoor sections in particular, you can see like you're coming up on this, and like this one frame, you've got like the bright orange lighting, and you've got like the bright purple flames casting shadows from like the enemies spawning in, and then you like warp back to like an indoor section over here, and it's like the lighting is orange in name only. There's no like strong color contrast.
Yeah. This is actually where if you could... I don't know if you want to make more sector work just for the sake of lighting. You could do per sector lighting with color maps too. Like, or at least like, you know, something to the effect of having texture variants that have like subtle gradients and like, you know, stuff like that to mimic, what is it, fucking vertex coloring and vertex lighting. Because I think that's what you're trying to get.
Oh
for.
my god, I'm gonna fucking throw up. I can't.
You good?
No, I'm.
What did you do?
I
to the
switched my FOV to 160 for the joke, and it's a lot. It's a lot, man.
Okay, I'm absolutely playing this as like. Wait, can I see like a model would look in this?
Wait, Oh. Whoa!
Woo!
What you doing, Ty?
Oh yeah, I think it's letterboxing me to 180. FOV 360? Okay, yeah, it's just had enough of my shit, I think.
Enough games.
Now you're playing with power.
Okay, switching it back to 150 like feels sane though. I like this, and I'm probably gonna play this map on 150 just for the meme.
Oh my god, please don't. I know not everyone has like motion sensitivity issues like I do, but holy fucking fuck. Oh yeah, little flavor thing. Tapping back to this fucking reference video. Let me display capture this. A little magenta checkpoint tape. Steal that.
Oh
Yeah,
steal it.
Yeah,
Actually,
please do
yeah.
Like-
Make that
like-
like a directioning element throughout the course.
I'd even like argue
Even
like
for the
say, like,
even
it-
just for the finish line, but like as a directioning element too.
like you could totally like just since the assets are so easy to steal, you can totally like just copy the checkpoint texture, erase the checkpoint text, and replace it with finish in the same font. And make
Hell,
that
just
like a
leave it as
translucent
is. It's like, yeah, it's really just like saturation up basically everywhere, and don't be afraid to do like more like dramatic differences in light levels in the indoor sections. And I think those
Yeah, I
two
wouldn't-
things alone will like punch up the visuals a lot. Maybe don't
Yeah.
quite go this insane with the shaky cam and the screen shake, but you know. Jesus, this game is a lot. Holy fuck.
Word dog, I will say this. You are definitely being too hard on yourself. There's a lot of potential you can go in this map still. It's half
Yeah.
finished, and it's clear that, and it's clearly got the base layout set out. I'm interested to see how it plays, but visually, yeah, you got worlds to explore. This is where you can get to learn how to improve your visuals. I'm excited to see what you'll have in store.
On a layout level, if you wanted to like, because this layout is definitely functional and I find it pretty fun to drive, but I think you could definitely like commit to doing a more extended indoor section if you wanted it to feel like there was a little bit more of like a strong progression as you go through the lap. So instead of like ducking into and out of buildings where like you're never more than one turn away from the sun, doing more of an extended section where you spend some time inside and like you can more strongly emphasize the indoor lighting and colors because of that. Ultra kill could probably be considered ADHD medication, which how much is going on at every second. Drop the word medication and you have the way I feel about what I just watched.
Oh.
But yeah, anybody else want to touch on anything before we move on to net games?
No.
Everything's okay with me.
Oh my god, is that a launcher
Yeah.
everywhere it appears? Yes!
Oh my god, can you use that to get on the pillar?
Alright. Oh, it's so possible. Hold on. Let me waste everybody's time for a bit.
So.
Third time's the charm! Okay, never mind.
Okay, yeah, we're done. Alright, let me put all my windows back together. I have to fucking tear down my setup every time I want to use fucking window capture. Alright. Alright, everybody, please. Ready?
Hello.
Dickhead!
I
Watch where you're going.
I'm walking here. The worst accent I've ever done. Alright, first off.
Watch where you're going, you fool.
What?
Oh,
Thanks, Gumma.
thanks, Gumma.
Cool.
Paradigm Road by
prepared.
Gumma. I appreciate that the game has a failsafe for when that happens.
Runa, did you just do a fucking 180 drift?
yeah, because they can.
Did we
pretty
all
good.
take the same split? I think only Runa went left. Don't you dare fucking
the
break!
nerd.
Oh, you can't do that. Oh my god. You suffer for millions of years if you try and fun coach.
You have
Fair
fucking
point.
brain problems. You're a psychopath.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What? Oh,
Good job, everyone.
that Orby went somewhere else.
Oh, I don't think. Does this have checkpoints? I don't think this has checkpoints.
This has 30 checkpoints, but no waypoints.
Oh, no waypoints. Okay, that's
30 checkpoints for this? Jesus,
Yeah.
Gumla, you fucking hate yourself. First the Abyss and now this.
You never left the abyss. That's the thing.
Don't forget you're
You
here
don't
forever.
leave the abyss.
What?
The abyss spears right back.
No, I disagree with the way that launched me.
Dang, I didn't know you
Bye.
got
So the springs in the
Really?
slalom section, or whatever the fuck I just... Are there springs in that
this.
first one? Man. Something very strange happened to me.
Oh, that's not worth it. I don't like it. Oppression.
Interesting that Invince actually lets me hit the recovery pad.
Is it me or do sets feel a little bit sparse right now?
Yeah.
They do.
just a
little
bit.
bit.
Yeah.
Probably back half only. Hello there.
Me when
When you-
bump.
Your Runa.
Oh,
Who's it going after?
it's bad.
Uh-oh.
Hello, SPB.
Hello.
That's a lot of it's a lot of people you're targeting. SPB.
Yeah, my SPB music is
music
very
turned
confused by
on.
the situation at the moment. We're gonna get the first 2 seconds of FM Clown Piece theme, but 150 times.
Why does Omega's gloat not have echo?
Does it
I mean-
not?
Big. This is not
Oh,
gonna
come
target
on. The
properly.
hue into the... Okay, I'm safe.
Oh yeah, you could totally just skip that by like breaking.
I can just drive
I got
forward.
passed fair and square by a superior driver. Now perish.
A mine.
Hero. What the... Psychopath.
Bitch, I was just driving! You can't call me a psychopath then!
Oh, that's
Just
just
I can and will
Collateral damage.
continue to.
Waypoints, thank you. Oh wait, there are no waypoints. There's no god here. Fuck.
you fool.
We both are alike in brains. Neither I
We are
could
the
boom.
same in the way yet. We have no
Ah,
brain.
eh,
Classy. So. Yeah, that back half is like...
A ride.
It's fun to
Yeah,
drive,
no
but you
light.
definitely do start to feel the fact that you haven't passed anyone in 20 years.
I am starting to get something of a headache, so I am probably gonna hop off for now.
Okay.
You guys have fun playing
Take
through
care.
the rest of the maps.
Hang in there. good
Take
luck.
care, Runa, get some rest.
I'm
Rest.
I'll do my best.
Upward slope, right and left.
Let's go this way.
Oh my god, taking the fucking split is so fucking satisfying.
I think I could have thrown that forward and gotten away with it. Wow, that's uncanny.
Go. Let's proceed. There's no best pit down here.
Oh my god, and I was just trying to intentionally do it, bitch. I'm so sorry. I didn't destroy your race entirely.
You acting like there's no respawn coming.
No, I'm not sure you can actually recover from it.
It's this. The
Today I will
first
cause
lap.
problems on purpose-ish. Oh god, I didn't make it. Remarkably respectful in Vince.
Thank you.
I'll take the death. I don't know how to drive on this.
DFZ Rock is an aesthetic in of itself. It's called vanilla.
My SPB music is constantly cycling within itself.
Yeah, we're back to the first 2 seconds of Clown Piece theme again. Yeah.
Darn it.
I'm never getting rid of this bomb, am I?
It keeps switching between my 6 songs.
Help me!
Oh yeah, I have a shoe. I have an issue.
I'm
with
going to
it.
die. Sega!
Oh,
Now you're in the no
That's twice
respawn
I
pit.
think a complete fucking degenerate. Oh, that's why I want to go for the
command
secret
was for
panel.
respawn. I was typing kill, I was typing suicide, it's like, what's the command to respawn?
Thinking.
What you doing, Shinji?
Falling behind because I got, oh my fucking god, that wall.
Oh, I lived.
No, I keep turning
Oh,
that
fuck.
too quickly.
Everyone? Okay. So there might be something going on there.
Make it tighter so that I don't get mind games
Oh,
by
thanks.
myself.
Bonk.
Ow!
So that second to last turn, huh?
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
You would
I-
think it's the same, but it's not. 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3:30 is
also-
like.
For a map that felt that was 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, that really didn't feel like 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, I'll admit.
What did I tell you?
I don't think it
If a
overstays
map's
its
got
welcome, yeah.
enough
Although I do
going on-
think item set density in the back half could go up, like, pretty considerably.
Agreed.
Players spend a
Also-
lot of time apart.
Also, that one hairpin that I knocked both Shinji and Trail into. Oh my god, but heavyweights are going to have a field day on this map.
It's
If you're
not that serious.
like, bottom left is gonna have a field day being an absolute piece of shit, and bottom right is gonna be bottom right.
So, like.
There you go.
Yeah, I think all of my initial impressions pretty much hold. Like, on a layout level, with the exception of maybe some stuff in the downward slopes after the first path split. Or the second, right? After the pillar room. That stuff there with, like, the outer fences is maybe a little messy, but other than that, I don't really see anything that poses a huge problem. I'd have to go back and look at the turn that literally 3 of us just drove off of to know whether that's a real issue or whether I was just trying to line match the leader and trusted that they knew where they were going.
Well, me and Trail also did the same mistake last race.
Yeah,
The
so
same
maybe
turn.
let me take a look at that real quickly. Let me literally drive backwards and take a look at that, or
You can't.
we can't.
You can jump.
I don't think we can even do that because there's wind. I'll just go the normal way.
It's gonna take an entire minute though.
It's okay.
okay. Anyway, I'll spectator cam there. Fuck it. I'm facing the wrong way.
Well, you don't want to be using your shoe when you go off this ramp.
Yeah, it's a sad zone.
This
So
is the
where
curse
where
of
is the
friction.
particular? It's you're exiting here, and it's this turn.
Oh.
I don't think you're actually this low to the ground when you're like approaching it, but I don't think it's clear how far out the outside of this turn actually is, or the inside of this turn. Because we all death pit in like this spot. So maybe some kind of like, I mean, block out visuals. It's probably pretty straightforward to just add some kind of scale reference there, but you know. I just wanted to make sure I was
Yeah.
looking at the actual correct spot.
I now understand what.
Because it's a harsh slope and it comes up pretty quickly, and the punishment for not like taking the turn correctly is literally losing the race in the last turn. So anyway, next up, Kaiju City from Wonderful Rainy Day. Oh shit! I still don't have auto excel on. God damn it!
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so that cut is like, even after I literally took my finger off the accelerator and then like just kind of blitzed in there without even thinking about like having an item. Yeah, it seemed pretty quick.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Thank you.
I just wanted a Smash Bros. Home run bat noise. Impressionistic Jaws paths.
Fantastic Jaws. Trapped a shortcut.
Yeah, this definitely isn't faster if you don't take the, if you take the spin out. Alright, so now on this lap, I finally get to participate in the video game.
It's a prank.
Real, that's disgusting.
Oh,
I
that
love it.
mine?
I know. It's disgusting, isn't it?
Oh, that
Now
sucks.
you can't go on the inside.
That is fucking putrid.
I hear an invincibility. Oh.
This is a weird pace break.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Metropolis. I mean, that one level from Sonic 2. Mind check.
I'm doing. Oh.
Understandable.
Yes, the one level from Sonic Heroes, Grandma Metropolis.
Grandma. You have
Actual
failed the mind check.
grand larceny.
It really was, honestly.
that zip doesn't like vacuum you to the center, does it?
No.
No.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
just being stupid.
So it's
I
just a
put it
good
in-
guess where like if somebody
just
ever
put it
hits
in-
that on the center, they're fucked from a hazard they can't see. And that's not
Well,
like
since we know-
entirely unique in Cart, but it does feel pretty crazy.
You can't go inside and you can't go in the middle. You have to go out.
Uh-oh. Oh, the
But
city's
let's
under
roll.
attack.
Death Road to Canada. I need to play that again.
That game's fucking insane.
You just need to cool it. The pressure.
Is it pressure? Because I can just...
Yahoo!
Brain problems.
Ta-ta.
I crave violence, Tyrone. It's all I do.
say
Ah, shit.
I think it would. I think I missed this during the actual turn-by-turn, but I don't believe I checked whether it's actually possible to, like, take an egg box detonation or something similar during the back half with the fucking bouncing around on the building tops
Whoa.
and just, like,
Alright,
drop down to the
I'm
lower
going to the
path.
teleport over there, and I see people behind me.
It went nowhere.
Oh, there you are. Took your sweet time getting in here, Jesus.
Okay, so
Wow.
at least some of it is death-planed. Oh good, a rocket sneaker.
Oh, great.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably my ring.
Now what's going on with the skybox now?
No idea.
Why does my spark get eaten?
Thank you. Ooh. Give me that.
Yeah, you kind of want to dodge the ramp on the last turn. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's kind of messed up. So yeah, I think the on a purely technical level, I think the Encore skybox change is bugged and reverts after the outdoor section.
Yeah.
Yep. It is.
But yeah, there's definitely a feeling of being far apart from people because like everyone is spending so much time at dash panel speed.
Yep.
I think like now that I
Also,
know
do
the
you wanna
layout,
play
it's
that?
like
Now that I think about it, maybe the ramps should just be like, I don't know where you would put the ramps, but like this kind of gimmick would work. It just probably shouldn't be right before the finish line.
yeah, it's just that whole section is cramped because it's like running literally into the starting grid. Yeah, I think my initial impressions are about the same. Shit-ass spark machine, Jesus. Took
You
me a
noted.
minute to fucking
Fine.
properly interpret that.
What can I say? I have a spark addiction.
Yeah, just the split paths need some cleaning up, and like I acknowledge that this in the end comes down to preference and intent, but the back half is literally just all scripted jumps and dash panels.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
there's not a lot going on there. I think it could definitely be opened up a little bit. A lot of those could just be ramps, or like there's room in the back half for some more technical turns since the course pretty like distinctly lacks them. Everything is very, very like long and shallow.
I almost don't feel like those even should be ramps. I almost feel like you could bridge that over and probably, because you'd have the flat ground to, like drive on, you could probably have a lot more item play there as a result. And I feel like it'd create a lot more player
For sure.
interaction.
There's a
Yeah.
couple different directions I think you could go with it.
Because like right now, in order to like do the item play above down on the jumps, you'd have to mash almost, unless you were able to like smuggle Orbeez. And that doesn't really feel very organic.
Yeah. Remember that more player control is usually always a good thing. So like in situations like those, that's where you want to have that level of player interaction.
More
Rail
player control is good. Got it. So red spring panels on every single surface.
You betcha.
Right.
Tyrone, I'm gonna spinning pile driver you.
It's my job to be a
Listen.
shithead when people make statements like that.
Listen. Mistel is good for a reason. That's why, okay?
Alright, Shinji, I got you. I'll make spring statements though.
Blade dashes, circuit highway.
Delete.
Oh, fucking. Then I just have to hear the Sega jingle passing me.
Sega.
A character is the most ridiculous BM on the planet.
Sega. Sega.
I swear I bonk the inside of that every single time.
Oh my god.
Gonna do an alternate
Yeah.
fucking set of voice lines for that character that's literally just entirely Dreamcast. Do not put this in a CD player warnings.
That's fucked up. I love that.
Take the Dreamcast.
So put us back in the Dreamcast so we can do our job. That fucking
Oh my
shit.
god, you. Thanks you for the Skies of Arcadia memories.
Oops, you have to put the CD into your computer.
No.
Instead of CD player.
As you can see, this is a PlayStation Black Disc. What? Really? Oh,
Yeah.
come on. I'm not even allowed to ride the railing for a bit? Oh, no, not again. No! No, 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 no. Not like this, please. No drawing.
That set's not spaced out like sporadically. You could afford to scatter that a little more. Actually, most of the sets kind of seem like that.
Oh god.
Oh.
I didn't go down, I'm sad.
Scripted jump breaks and grow. Unfortunate.
You're welcome, Shinji.
Have you guys heard the fucking insane Sega CD? Don't put this in a CD player warning.
No.
Yeah,
It is mind blowing if you haven't heard it. It's like
it's super intense.
it doesn't even feel real. It feels like you fucking you taped somebody's nightmare.
No, it's straight up the kind of shit I would have.
It's creepypasta
Fucking
shit.
Night terror. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
It's like why is everybody gotta make these fucking fake anti-piracy screens when video games are so fucked up to begin with?
Oh, so if you take that, if you take the zipper at an angle, you just hit the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
Check. I've seen better, Eddie.
Okay, hold on. I gotta put things on hold just for a second for gotta play the Sega CD warning for the stream. Is this the one?
Warning.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one for sure.
Yeah, this is the super fucked up one.
So I'm gonna link
Warning.
this in. I'll link this in voice text for everybody else's benefit. Gonna deafen really
Alright.
quickly.
Warning. This disc is for use with the Sega CD system only. This disc contains CD-ROM data and is not for audio use. Please press stop on your disc player now. This disc contains CD-ROM data that may damage your audio system. Please stop playing this disc immediately.
So it's done. And what the fuck, right?
Christ.
That is the
Yeah.
same
The
code.
guitar wheeling
guitar in the
certainly
back.
doesn't fucking help.
It doesn't need to have those guitars.
The guitar is so unnecessary. It's the best ever.
Why are there guitars?
It sounds like an air raid siren. Like the kind of shit that's like. This is not a test.
No, it's like you retrofit a fucking it's like Van Halen performs like the tornado warning.
Yeah.
No shit. This sounds like the fucking soundtrack to a David Lynch film.
That's so
You're
good. All right.
Fucking Twin Peaks Zone Act 1.
Whoa, what the
Thank
fuck? Oh my god.
Smoke weed every day.
Green.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, because that's my other immediate impulse about this thing.
Identify
Jesus
people who have
fucking
been on the
Christ.
internet too fucking long.
Oh no. Sega.
Oh, is the music different?
Yeah. It's Friday Night Funkin'. B-sided.
I am so fucking tired.
Good.
Oh, green on green speed pads.
Lovely.
Yeah. Where you going?
Oh, I don't
wanna
know what
see
I was
fancy.
thinking.
No!
Okay.
The fear is on.
I'm still fucking thinking about this. Isn't the fucking Skies of Arcadia CD warning like the only time those characters are voice acted?
Yes.
That's so fucked up.
Like, outside of, like, the voice grunts in the game.
Oh wow.
Yes. And shit like, you know, super move calls and such.
Yeah. But it's like the only voiced dialogue.
Oh yeah, that's the only voice dialogue.
That's so fucking cool. I live for weird, like, corner case video game stupid shit. To everybody who's
Okay,
watching,
I keep misreading that turn.
the cutting room floor, tcrf.net, if you want TV tropes, but, like, laced with meth.
Yeah.
Documents, fucking data mined or secret content in video games. As well as a bunch of stuff like actual, real anti-piracy trivia.
Did you know? If you pirate this game, you die.
By the way, if you like this game, buy it or die.
Mic check.
I'm much funnier in the retail version.
Jesus.
That's all the game you can play.
Dude, the Pugsy one is the best because it's misspelled. Traveler's Tales was like non-stop shitposting when they were making Genesis games anyway. Oh, I suck ass, Jesus.
And they were technologically impressive.
No, like fucking Mickey Mania. Like, it'll give you a region lockout scene if you try to play it on like the wrong region console. But then if you switch your console's region while it's on that screen, it'll tell you, oh, this machine has magically become an NTSC-J console. For like bootleg hardware or stuff like that. They have a case specifically built in for that. And I think for the most part people see it on emulators these days. Alright. I said a lot about this shit during the turn by turn. So like for people who just did like a couple laps blind, what's going on?
I think that, like, so I didn't have too many issues with readability in the Encore version, and I feel like a lot of that boiled down to most of the colors being, I suppose, in a very, very specific range. Readability seemed like it was improved there. I would possibly see and adopt that color scheme for the primary and swap the Encore out, but at the same time possibly adjust the palette further. Other than that, the layout's solid. The sector scenery is nice. I don't have much complaints other than that.
Yeah, I think the Encore is still, like, pretty messy. I definitely think that the, I think it was Griff to first bring up the green-on-green pads.
Yeah.
Those are bad.
Yep.
Certainly, in that case, I would possibly swap that out for a different texture or make a unique boost pad texture. But other than that, this is entirely from my perspective. You're free to feel differently. I did enjoy this in terms of readability and, like, structure. This was fine.
Yeah. Anybody else?
No, not really. I mean, I felt pretty alright.
Woo!
Turn the
I mean,
cut.
aside from the ice. I mean, the
Yeah,
ice
the
is
ice
kind of
is-
bothersome, but
The ice is weird.
I think it was Fugidor who said that, like, the back half feels like it's trying to cram a lot of ideas in and not a lot of space.
I
And
mean,
I think the ice might be the point at which I say, hey, maybe dial it back a bit, just because
I'm
it's so
not-
abrupt.
like, I don't really see that statement. Like, aside from the ice and like the spiral, I can't really think of like anything that would stand out as like a gimmick.
Too much stuff, not enough space.
I think it's just like... I think that feeling comes from like when a one-off element doesn't feel like you have the like time or tools required to anticipate it.
Yeah.
So stuff like the zipper on one side of the path split before the big jump, where it like comes as a shock because there's nothing that's clearly telling you there's a zipper until you're like right on top of it and like magnifying glassing at the textures. Yeah, I think just like on a layout level, pretty much fine except for the indoor section maybe using a little bit more signage, and like apart from that, just visual cleanup stuff, IMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last for the night, War Dog's Heart of Sunrise,
Blood is fuel.
part of the Ultra Kill tagline, I believe. Oh god. What the fuck? No. I don't like any of what's happening. Jesus Christ.
Ramp
Gotta
launch.
try a little smooth.
Oh, the outside does not have offer.
Yeah, it's only off-road on like the the entrance to that cut. It seemed pretty mowable to me if you come in with speed.
No, not that.
That was
It's like
close.
close.
Move it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just hop that.
Yeah, I came out at the same speed as you did despite using the shoe.
That didn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super abrupt, Jesus. Felt like we were just getting into the swing of things and then cut off at like barely a minute 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe like, I don't know if I should say 5-lapper because I know some people have a problem with that. Maybe like 6-lap.
People who have a problem with the aesthetics of the number of laps in a course can fuck themselves.
Yeah, this needs to be like at least 2 more laps, I'd say, perhaps.
But yeah,
Like
I
a
agree
10
that
lap.
6 is what I would default to.
Apparently, for some people, it's less of an issue of like the aesthetics of it, and more like they feel like catch up is impossible with certain
Oh, that's that can be a slope sometimes. I'm angry.
Catch up is impossible with certain lap counts. Huh.
like you won't have enough time for player interaction or comeback. Of
I
course,
think the thing for
That's
like
definitely a
cloud
layout
top
dependent
is
concern.
similar.
it is a layout.
I
dependent
think anybody tying like anybody tying the specifics of like lap count into that seems to be misidentifying the problem.
Well, in the situation where it's like, should X track be this amount of laps, and like,
Yeah,
the-
given that the
the
layout
forecast.
is like a fixed thing, like if that's the framing of the conversation, then I suppose.
yeah. I think that's like literally the only other type of argument I've seen for that sort of thing, though.
Yeah, because I do see those kinds of conversations happen around some vanilla maps, where it's like, I think everyone in the community has generally gotten the idea that the vanilla maps are not changing until fucking Hell Freeze is over.
Yep.
What? I took
Oh,
the
I'm
checkpoint and I
fucked.
skipped the map.
Aww. I'm also like turbo fucked by items. Holy shit, I'm like 30 seconds behind at this point. save me.
I took the shortcut and it didn't count my lap.
Huh. Yeah, I wonder if you hopped over the checkpoint then.
No, I took the dirt path straight on.
And I'm actually gonna... Let's do that one more time because I think we all agree that it's, like, undertuned by lap count. Let me do...
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, like options, gameplay options. Yeah, thank you. Lap count 6.
So this is with the tweaks to play as a 6-lapper.
Yeah.
Not encore anymore.
Gotta break everyone's muscle memory every round.
Never let the perps get comfy.
I could just lawnmower it and it's faster.
Yeah, it's pretty blatant. There's like no reason not to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting hit with the lag drift.
The solid bush tilted me for a second there.
Where are you guys?
Okay, that slope needs to be fixed. I can't keep getting launched in the air.
Yeah,
like that.
okay, so we're all about feeling the same about like the airtime you can get on the slope leading up to like that
Yeah.
raised section.
I feel like that might be unintentional, but I have no idea.
Yeah,
Very
it
good.
doesn't feel consistent, which is what makes it frustrating.
Like sometimes you launch off of it and then sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it's a speed and angle dependent thing, I think. I don't know, maybe it's my stats in particular, but I actually really like the way this layout feels to drive. Also, dirty cheaters!
I had a shoe.
Filthy hackers!
I can't just
Dude,
hack.
turn off aimbot.
Hello,
Fucking
hacker
get good,
fucker.
get Lamel box.
This is Matt Furnace.
I'm in the water with no death hit. You can't catch up with them. Get out of my way.
Yeah, so I finished 205. I'd say that feels just about right on the dot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely better.
Could go to 5 if you wanted something a little bit more intense, but 4 definitely doesn't feel like enough.
Yeah.
So, with that question settled. So we got
Yeah,
the mobile cut, we got airtime on the ramp, and the path surrounding that cut. We got the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, like outside of those layout quirks and like the visuals just needing a little bit of extra love.
Can you reload the map real quick?
Is it sincere? Because sure.
Oh,
I'm here.
are we just going?
I want to look at this first turn.
Alright.
Okay, so when you come in... Okay. Every time I start this off, I go wide to try and get some of the items. Stop pushing me!
I'm so sorry. It's bad.
Yeah, it's this could be brought in a little bit. It does feel pretty harsh.
Yeah, because I keep slamming that when I try to get the items.
I like that there are 2 corners in this course that, like... I think that corner and, like, the one leading up to this raised bridge section feel like... They feel demanding without necessarily feeling harsh, but the low visibility conditions on, like, the very first corner
Yeah, you
make it feel a little unfair.
Quick extra.
I think this is as much a lighting issue as a layout issue.
You come out, you have to turn, and then you immediately have to do another turn. If you want to do it optimally, then you got to do 20 turns.
If you want to do it optimally, you gotta be a dirty fucking cheater.
Wow, you even
Yeah.
broke the time. Look at that.
Everyone
Ew.
wins. But yeah, like, this map's got potential. I'm excited to see where it's gonna go.
All right, bit of a skeleton crew for the ending tonight, but it is in fact nearly midnight.
Runa said there was someone posted a shitpost. What am I saying? Runa said that someone also submitted a shitpost map.
I did not stage that for tonight. We are leaving that for.
Okay.
The shitposts, I think the explicit instructions were use this if you're short on maps. And we're
Okay.
not, but we probably will be next week because
Yeah.
everybody's being all prolific and shit, so. Maybe then. Alright, so that was
Alright.
showcases from Gunla, Wonderful Rainy Day, Blade Dash, and War Dog. Follow the link in the description to find the after party where mappers yell at me for not understanding basic things about mapping. God bless their souls. Please continue to do that. It makes me marginally smarter every time. And we'll see you next week. Good night.
Alrighty.
Take care, y'all.
Good night. Take care.
Race car takes flight and jumps a fence.